Good evening, Legionnaires. This is your horror host, Mr. Hare here from the Burke and Hare House of Horrors. And tonight's video review is none other than, dare you say his name 5 times, Candyman. 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 Well, still alive. So yep, I'm reviewing the latest Candyman movie, which I'm happy to say is an actual triumph. It's kind of weird because it's not really what you call a sequel as such. It is a sequel, but it's also very much a spiritual sequel. I know that probably sounds a little strange, but hear me out on this one. The really good thing about this Candyman film is, the fact is, it not only explores the legend of the Candyman, but also delves deep into the mythos of the Candyman legend itself. And I kind of love the fact is they use the Candyman not as also as this vengeful spirit hell-bent on murdering anyone for revenge, but actually it's actually a metaphor for the racial injustices and also the racial abuse over the decades of horrific events that's happened to people of colour, and how he represents the justice for them. And again, I think it's an absolutely fantastic approach. I love what they did with the film. Jordan Peele is the executive producer. Nia is a director, and let's just say she has done absolutely brilliant in the role of the director. The fact is, the lingering shots are very artistic. I especially love the lingering building shots, how the whole thing feels very oppressive. And the fact is, you're delving not only into the legend of the Candyman, but also into the psyche of the main character, Anthony, who, I'm not going to spoil it, because again, I want you to watch this film. It's definitely a fantastic build-up. It's a very good sequel. The only thing is, though, it's a very clever movie, which I really did like. The fact is, it's very relevant, especially in the last couple of years. The Black Lives Matter, George Floyd. It's very relevant, especially in this modern day, and it kind of shows us the fact is, even though we try to protest against it, injustice still happens in this world. And I kind of like the fact is, the Candyman movie in this one doesn't shy away from this. It kind of actually says, yep, it still goes on, and let's kind of show that we're strongly against it. And again, it's a fantastic film. It's got some great imagery. I love the fact is, there's some brilliant imagery with shadow puppets. The shadow puppets are brilliantly used, and it makes a very striking horror image. What I do love about this film as well, you don't have to watch the 1992 film to actually watch this one. It does get, the 1992 original does get recapped and kind of spun on, and it does follow on straight on there, but again, you don't have to watch the original to actually watch this film. So again, you can watch this with a fresh pair of eyes and be like, ah. And all I can say is, I really am impressed with this film. My only criticism of the movie, I'd probably say for myself, I think the third act slightly fumbles a bit, especially towards the main reveals. However, the last sequence is both exhilarating, heart-wrenching, infuriating. As I say, I'm not going to spoil it, but the last scenes are an absolute masterpiece. I can say Candyman really has surprised me, and I'm happy to give this movie a 9 out of 10. So please go watch it, and viewer, please hit that like and subscribe, and stay spooky. Good night, Legionnaires.